Hey, what's up, guys? How we all doing? Waiting in the chat here. Good to see all you guys here again. Episode 22 of Coaster Cafe, obviously. Um, and if I could just have your guys' attention for however long, I don't know. To start out the show, I feel like there's no way around it. Well, actually, I should say I need to say something about this. So obviously we all know what's going on in the world right now, more specifically, well, especially in America, I should say. Um, I just want all of you guys to know. I don't know, how many black viewers I have. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. What matters is that Black Lives Matter. And I'm trying not to come off as sounding too pretentious about this, but I just feel like I had to say something. And there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, and everybody's like nobody's life should be taken away by the police for any reason, really. It's very infuriating, and this is something I feel really strongly about. Um, And I don't think any of you guys are, opposed to this, like, but if you're if you're somebody that is getting defensive and turning this whole discussion into something political, which it absolutely is not, this is not a political thing. You really need to take a look at yourself. And if you're not willing to listen to the people who are trying to speak up, you need to allow them to talk. You need to listen to them. And that's the whole reason we're here right now. And basically, if you're somebody that's not willing to give these people a voice to listen to what's going on, um, you know, don't even watch my videos. Like, honestly, don't even like, I don't want to be associated with any of that. So, if you're somebody who is going to get defensive about this, turn this into a damn political discussion. Get out of here for real. Like it just this is not political. This is about people's lives. This is something I really feel strongly about it. And I just feel like since I do have, this decent size, it's small but decent size platform, I have to say something about it. I just can't, not say anything. So I just want you guys all to know, I'm with you guys on this. Like, I support all the protesting. I'm not saying I support rioting and looting and stuff like that, but I understand why all this stuff's going on. It seems like nothing is getting done. People have tried to keep this peaceful in the past, and nothing has been done about it. And you know what? I think this is sort of the turning point where things will hopefully actually start to get done about this, because it's just ridiculous that in 2020 we still have to have this discussion. Why in the hell are we still having this discussion in 2020? I mean, for real. There's no reason for it. It's not political. This is, like I said, this is about people's lives. And, like I said, if any of you guys are in disagreement with that and you're not willing to listen to all the people that are speaking up, get out of here right now. For real. Um, I'm pretty sure none of you guys are like that, but I just want to put that out there. And that's I don't even know how to transition from that, but I just felt like that needed to be said. And I wasn't even planning on that. That just came out. I was thinking about it right before this started, and I'm like, I need to say something about it. So yeah. But let's see. Well, um, in any case, I stand with all of you and I support the movement. And my heart goes out to, all of those especially affected by this. It's quite devastating. It's just really sad. But I guess we'll get into the show now. We're still gonna have Coaster Cafe here, and we'll still discuss coasters and stuff because there is some good news out there right now concerning coasters. Hey, thank you, Stanford Bridge. I appreciate it. Thank you. Um, so anyway, I'm drinking my whatchamacallit. I can't even think straight right now. I'm drinking coffee, guys. uh, yeah, it's the Rocketeer blend. The stuff I've had many times. I haven't got new coffee for a while. I should try to do that soon. Uh, hey, thank you guys for putting your input in about that. Actually, I appreciate that. Can Protests can really change the way you look at them. It did for me. Okay, well, that's good that you felt strongly about it and you decided to go out and actually try to do something about it. I mean, that really means a lot. It really does. Um, yeah, all of you people putting that phrase in the chat, I feel like that's kind of disrespectful, and it's kind of going against what I was just talking about. Uh, you guys know damn well what this is about. So stop putting all lives matter in the chat. I mean, nobody said that all lives didn't matter. Okay. So just cut that crap out for real. It'll just get deleted. And if it continues, you'll be pushed out of here. So give the people a voice, let them speak up and listen to them for real. But anyway, let's get into the show now. Are you guys ready to start the show? What do you think? All right. Well, I'm going to read the news items off. As you guys know, there has been some exciting development in the industry in the past day, actually in the past day. So, to start things off, Japanese park goers are asked to not scream on rides due to COVID-19. So you can't scream on those coasters when you go to Japan. A fifth Paramount Park project has been announced. It's supposed to open by June 2024. It's going to have 6 themed lands. Um, it's going to be in Kunming, China. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that. Um, the Tornado wooden coaster at Adventureland in Iowa caught fire. They were doing season prep work on it. The fire was put out quickly, so no significant damage, I guess, which is great. Um, So Cedar Fair, their opening protocols, they're going to have online reservations, self health check questionnaires to be filled out prior to entering the park every time you go, which can be done on the park's mobile apps. Cashless payment options are going to be expanded. They're going to expand mobile food ordering, coming to at least 4 parks. So I'm guessing some of their major parks. Etna Land in Italy is not opening this season. So if you're planning on going to Etna Land, it's not going to happen this year. SeaWorld parks, Dollywood, Silver Dollar City, all announced opening dates. Well, except for Busch Gardens Williamsburg, they haven't announced the date yet. They are in Virginia, which is very they have one of the biggest lockdowns. I mean, theirs goes on for I don't know. It's one of the tighter states as far as the restrictions right now. Stricker's Grove in Ohio is closed for the season. No surprise there. It wouldn't make any sense for them to open this year. Um, Wild Water West pushes back construction of their RMC Raptor coaster. It's now going to be opening in 2021. No big surprise there either. It makes sense. Uh, Great Humbug Adventure Dark Ride at Santa's Village in Jefferson, New Hampshire is being refurbished for 2020. I was looking at concept pictures of this and it actually looks really cool. I gotta say, it looks really cool. It's based on A Christmas Carol. You got these humbugs going into Ebenezer Scrooge's man. I don't even know the whole story. It looks cool though. Carowinds may not open until July 27th. That is late. That is really late. I feel like if it would go any further beyond that, they probably shouldn't open this year. I mean, it just seems like it wouldn't make sense for them, but I don't know. That's just, me guessing. Um, Six Flags has announced reopening for Six Flags Over Texas and Six Flags Fiesta Texas. As you guys probably know, Frontier City opened yesterday, as well as Universal for everyone. Universal opened for everybody, Universal Orlando, so that's cool. Cedar Point is opening Hotel Breakers and Lighthouse Point. I think, was it the 15th? I can't remember the exact date, but you can look that up and find that info. Joyland in Lubbock, Texas is reopening June 12th. No word on the protocols yet, but this is really good news because if you guys remember, I talked about Joyland in one of my recent coaster cafes, and the owner came out and said, I don't know if we're going to survive this, basically. Like, they were really worried about if they'd be able to pull through. And I seen on their social media, apparently they got a donation from somebody, which helped them to continue a little bit. And they are now reopening June 12th, 6 days from now. So that's awesome to hear. Another small amusement park that their future is looking brighter now. So that's good. Cedar Point and Kings Island can open as early as June 19th. Yes, I watched the press briefing yesterday from Governor DeWine, and I was stoked when he said, amusement parks can open 2 weeks from today. So still no official announcement from Cedar Point or Kings Island. They can open as early as June 19th, but they have not announced an opening day yet. But I'd imagine they'll be opening fairly soon. If I had to put money on it, I bet they'll be open either like July 1st or very late June. So yeah, that's awesome news for me for sure. Funplex, the last thing here, Funplex has been approved for Myrtle Beach in South Carolina, that little family amusement park. So that's pretty awesome. That park got approved. So glad to hear that. So what do you guys think about all this? Holy crap. Dude, thank you so much. I just saw that. Downhill Adrenaline. Thank you so much. Seriously. You did not have to do that. That really warms me to see that. Thanks for all your support. You really have supported my channel a lot over the past couple years, which I've always really appreciated. Guys, also go check out Downhill Adrenaline. He really he's been making a lot of awesome content. He's been working on making his content more professional, and he's been making great strides. So I would urge you guys to, if you have some extra time, go check out Downhill Adrenaline if you haven't already. So yeah, do you guys want to discuss any of that news at all? I mean, I know there's quite a bit there. Yeah, and I see people talking about Velocicoaster. Velocicoaster construction is, it's making great progress. And I saw a recreation, like POV of it, that somebody did in No Limits. And holy crap, that looks phenomenal. The Velocicoaster, I am really, really excited for that ride. You guys should look up the Velocicoaster POV and take a look at it. It's not official. Like I said, it's a No Limits rendering that somebody made. But man, it looks like a phenomenal ride. Yeah, Amusement Insider. I wasn't sure if it was him or not. Okay, it is Amusement Insider that made that POV. So, and they always do really good work there. So, let's see, Coaster Lover here is saying the Ohio parks will get the green light to reopen Friday, June 19th. That doesn't necessarily mean they're only reopen that day. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like I was just saying, we got to wait for official word from the parks as to when they're actually going to open back up. So, but it will be soon though. It will be soon, I'm sure. You've been dreaming about riding Magnum? Nice. Coaster Fusion says you should set up a Twitch channel where you play Planet Coaster. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Here's why. Not really a gamer person. I actually did stream myself one time live playing Planet Coaster here on YouTube, and I haven't played Planet Coaster enough to really know it well, so I'm not great at playing it. And I don't know, it's just not something that interests me. So if I ever feel the urge to do that, I might do it again sometime for fun because it was kind of fun when I did it. But I'm not just going to do it, you know. I'm definitely not going to do it on Twitch. I'm not setting up a Twitch. So if I did it, it'd be here on YouTube. And I know Twitch is a great platform for gaming, but I no, that's not my audience. It just doesn't make sense for me, honestly. Um Amusement Insider made it look so good. Yeah, they really did. They really did. They made the ride look phenomenal. And I've been watching that ride ever since they started about a year ago, and I saw like the overhead layout. And it's looking like it's going to be a really intense like Intamin Blitz coaster. I'm really looking forward to that. Like it's like the Maverick for the modern day, you know. Two Intamin Blitz coasters opening baby in the same year. What's the other one? What's the other Intamin? Are you talking about Pantheon? If they put Pantheon out till 2021, can't wait to ride Diamondback. Yeah, Diamondback is amazing. It's a great ride. Um, Amusement Insider says MC server now. Holy crap! I can't thank you guys enough. Honestly, I really can't thank you guys enough. Um, just finishing off my gift card because I have nothing else better to do. Okay, thanks Downhill Adrenaline. I really appreciate it. Thanks Matt. I really appreciate it. Big supporter of mine ever since the beginning. He's always pushed my channel, and like I said, he's been making great strides lately. So go check out his work for sure. Help get him to 300 today. Let's get him to 300 today. I don't know what number he's at right now. Last I checked, he was a little over 250. Let's get him to 300 today. Coaster Venture. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, dude. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys, honestly. I appreciate everybody who supports my channel, by the way, not just the people, donating with super chat, but I appreciate everybody for your continued support. And Coaster Fusion here says, do you think protests will cause parks to delay their opening, especially the Cali and Minnesota parks like Valley? I don't think the protests will delay those at all. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I can't believe it. It's crazy, man. Uh, let's see. Definitely Valley Fair, but maybe not Six Flags. Yeah, I just don't see those. Maybe I'm wrong. I just don't see the protests like causing the parks to delay opening anymore. Yeah, I can't wait either. I can't wait to ride my favorite coasters again either. I should be able to fairly soon. So GP2 enthusiast and E-Tie Coaster Fanatic both did live streams yesterday. Yeah, to be honest with you guys, I catch live streams here and there, but I don't like catch them. I can't really keep up with all of them. And a lot of them are so long too that I'd just be sitting all day watching YouTube. Um, but I did see that they did. I was actually in GP2 Enthusiast live stream just for a few minutes yesterday, and I didn't catch E-Ties at all, which I kind of wanted to. E-Tie Coaster Fanatic is a great channel, but yeah. See, Amusement Insider and Roller Coaster David are probably going to do collab. Oh, nice. Okay. Roller Coaster David, I don't think has done anything in quite some time, if I'm correct. I just rediscovered his channel recently. Like I forgot all about it. Then I came across his channel again, which I'm subscribed to. And I don't think he's done anything for a while. See, Matt Basuto says, congrats on 3,000 subscribers. I would love to start a YouTube channel myself, but don't have the confidence, unfortunately. If you really want to do it, I strongly suggest that you just put yourself out there and do it. I wasn't that confident at first either. You can definitely hear that too going back and listening to the stuff. I've gotten a lot better at speaking um over the course of 2 years of doing this. I've gotten better at editing too, which also helps. But I've gotten a lot better at speaking. Not something I was very good at doing before. Um I'm still not very confident in my ability to speak off the top of my head. As you guys can probably see, I stumble around a lot, which is why I have to script a lot of my stuff. It just makes it a whole lot better. But yeah, thank you, Matt, for that comment. I appreciate it. What parks in the U.S. are probably not opening this year? Well, we know Del Grasso is not opening. Stricker's Grove is not opening. What other ones? I know Alabama's. Is it Alabama Splash Adventure? That there's another one that's not opening this year. I can't remember. Coaster Venture says, honestly, B&M hypers are all great, and only some are slightly better than others, my honest opinion. That's kind of how I feel. I feel like all the B&M hypers, like, unless you're talking about like really elite ones versus like more bottom end ones, even then there's really not that much of a difference, I feel like. Um yeah. They're good rides, but I just feel like for the most part they're all very similar rides, which is fine. Let's see. Okay, Coaster Hour brought up a really good point here. He said you guys are mixing up protests and riots. Protesters are peaceful and want change for the better. Rioters use violence and force and may not even necessarily support the good cause. That's a very good point. Um, I do believe that a lot of the people who are being violent are frustrated and they want their voices to be heard. I don't necessarily agree with them. I don't think they're necessarily going about it in the right way. But yeah, there is a difference between protesting and rioting. That's a very important distinguishing thing. And thank you for bringing that point up. I really appreciate it. That's something I should have clarified myself. I just didn't really think about it. Um, let's see. Roller Coaster David slowed down during quarantine, but still been putting out videos. Did these amazing Google Earth virtual amusement park visit videos much better than you'd expect. Oh, okay. I'll have to go check those out. This sounds interesting. How am I at 265 subs? Like, what happened? I was gone for 5 seconds. People want to see your content, man. Coaster Hour script a lot. Okay. I feel like it just makes the content a whole lot better and people will actually watch it. G Money says, "Oh yeah, Connie at Lake Park is not opening this year either. Thanks for that, Coaster Lover. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's Funtown, Splashtown, USA, Connie at Lake Park, Del Grasso, Stricker's Grove. Those places are not opening this year. I went to Kings Island when I was 9, and I was too sissy to ride Diamondback. Oh, that's all right, man. What do you think Dragon Slayer will be now that there are supports on site? Well, it sounds like it's going to probably be at a 40 free spin. Kind of disappointing, but it makes sense. It's a good fit for that park. So probably better than Dragon was, even though Dragon was very unique. Let's see. For something relevant to the topic at hand, do you have any plans to come to Australia and ride our coasters? We don't have a lot, but I really want to ride some of the ones in Australia, but I don't have any plans to go there. No. Thought I heard Cedar Point had a big announcement coming next week, and it was good news. Did you say it? Just want to make sure. I never said Cedar Point had an announcement coming next week. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. So, uh, do you think Golden Horse will make their own single rail coaster? By the way, I told them to, and they said it was impossible. I don't want them to make their own single rail coaster. Let's see. Too scared to ride hypers says the protest I went to, someone threw a water bottle at the officers right in front of me. I was like, great. But then at least a couple dozen people in the crowd yelled in that direction, like, because that wasn't this purpose of being there. I thought it was a super cool moment, to be honest. And that's great that people are keeping each other accountable and trying to be responsible about it. It's good to have people like that because I think there's definitely this mob mentality, especially right now, going on where you know, people just see people doing stuff and they start following. I mean, you see that everywhere, social media, protests, riots. I mean, everywhere you see this mob mentality. And a lot of times it's not always negative, but a lot of times it is negative. And yes, I just realized myself too that we haven't even got to trivia yet. We're just sitting here talking and my mind is not all there right now, apparently. So yeah, we'll do trivia now. We talked about the news, and we've kind of been discussing the news too, which is great. Which is great. Um, but yeah, let's get to trivia now. Are you guys ready for trivia? I have two questions for you guys, just like I always do. Who's ready to answer some trivia questions? Um, I think. Well, the one I think some people will know, but the other one's much more obscure. Okay, let's go. All right. There is a roller coaster called Roller Coaster at a park in Guangdong, China that was made by Chang Long. What park is this? It's a manufacturer I never heard of called Chang Long, who apparently has been around for quite some time since like the 80s. Um yeah, manufacturer Chang Long, but it's a coaster. What park is this coaster at? The roller coaster is just called a roller coaster. It's at a park in Guangdong, China. What park is this? Nope, not Scenic Land, not Happy Valley. This is the obscure question. Yes, not Happy Valley. Nope, not Guangzhou Sunac Land. Not Happy Valley, Guangdong. No, not Happy Valley. No Happy Valley. Okay, you just listed a manufacturer. I'm looking for a park. Not Six Flags Xeon. Not Lagoon. All right, you guys got 10 more seconds. 2, 1. Meh. Okay, the answer is Yingxian Resort. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but there is a link to it right there. Yeah, so roller coaster at Yingxian Resort in Guangdong, China. It's been operating since around 2010. It's 1,049 feet in length. It has a top speed of 31.7 miles per hour. Has one inversion, which is a 36.1 foot tall vertical loop. That's crazy. That is insane. Um, but yeah, it's one of those Chinese made coasters that are very reminiscent of like aero loopers and things like that. um Pretty interesting looking, but doesn't look that great. so so yeah, that's Yingxian Resort. All right, good guesses, guys. Good guesses. You guys put in a good effort. Um, I knew that one would be very difficult. But this one is much more, it's more common knowledge than that question. So this question is, Kennywood's Schwarzkopf shuttle loop, known as Laser Loop, operated at the park from 1980 through 1990 before being removed to make way for Steel Phantom. Where was Laser Loop moved to? So where is Laser Loop from Kennywood currently operating? Or yeah, where was it moved to after Kennywood? Yep. Okay, we got it. Millennium Force Man has it. La Feria. Yes. So I'll put the link right here for you guys. So that is the old laser loop. Um, so yeah, it's called Cascabel 2.0. It's at La Feria Chapultepec in Mexico City, Mexico. I try not to butcher that name as best as I could. But yeah, this was originally at Kennywood. Of course, the park has been standing but not operating ever since that very unfortunate incident last year. Oh, it was closed when Stanford Bridge went. Oh no, that stinks. But yeah, ever since that unfortunate incident last year, the park has been standing but not operating. So the future of the park and its coasters is quite unknown, but the park does have two very classic Schwarzkopfs, and it really would be a shame to lose those. So hopefully they stick around in some capacity. But yeah, that's Cascabel. It was at Kennywood as Laser Loop from 1980 to 1990, and it opened at La Feria in 1994. So, and it's been there ever since. Yep, little history lesson for you guys. La Feria Chapultepec. I think I said that right. Don't do the timer anymore. Why not? Why shouldn't I do the timer anymore? I mean, a lot of times I don't do a timer, but after we're sitting there for a minute or so trying to figure out the answer and people are guessing, I'm like, okay, it just makes sense to cap it off in like 20 seconds or whatever. See, Coaster Hour says my mom used to live in Mexico City and she says it has a lot of potential because of where it is located. Yeah, I watched a review of um La Feria by Canopy Coaster. Great channel, by the way. Canopy Coaster did a review recently, and he was talking about how frustrated he was with his experience at the park. And he was also saying that that park has tons of potential because of where it's located. So that's not the first time I've heard that. It seems like they could do a lot of good stuff with that park, but their operations are just horrendous to say the least. So, yeah. Okay, Stanford Bear says, yeah, La Feria is right in the middle of the Central Park of Mexico City. Okay. Yeah, so it sounds like it's a very good location. It does look very nice. It looks like a nice park. Yeah, yeah, Canopy Coaster is great. Definitely a very underrated channel. He has been growing though. He's been getting quite a bit of new subscribers over the past month, which is awesome to see. So, La Feria also had a Mobius Loop wooden coaster. Yep. Yes, they did. Coaster Venture says you should do a top 10 list on things you need to become a coaster enthusiast channel. Okay, how many people would actually be interested in watching something like that? Because I would put a lot of time into that video. How many people do you guys think would actually do you think I should do something like that? And as far as top 10 things you need to become a coaster enthusiast channel, are you just talking about like gear and things like that? Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah, he very well could reach 1,000, yeah. I could see that happening, he definitely deserves it, so and he has a lot of experience too, unlike, unlike these little, people like me who have only been on, you know, almost 100 coasters and they're just talking about, all this stuff. He's actually been on, like, almost 1,000 coasters, so he actually has experienced a lot of things, so his input to me, his opinion is very valuable, so, definitely go check his channel out. His videos are great. He's been on a ton of stuff, so he can definitely speak to that kind of stuff. That's what I feel Coaster Hour. It's definitely too specific, I feel. And it's just not really something that would do good for me. It's not There are plenty of videos you can find online of people discussing what you need to start a YouTube channel. Um that do it much better than I do because the way I do things isn't necessarily always the most efficient. Um I do it quite cheaply, but it's not necessarily the most efficient at times. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly. 808 Coaster Life, he's been on less than 25 coasters and being a coaster enthusiast obviously is it's not yeah, being a coaster enthusiast, it's not about how many coasters you've been on. And I got a comment like that on my video. On one of my videos, I got a comment from somebody saying, "Oh, have you guys ever noticed that this guy talks about the same things all the time?" Well, of course, I talk about all the rides that I've been on a lot, and I don't rank and like make opinions on rides that I haven't actually ridden. And I got a reply to that. That comment's from a while back, but I got a reply on it yesterday, and somebody was like, "When everyone watching can name multiple coasters that are common knowledge, blank, 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 it's a problem." And I don't know. It's just like it's this ridiculous thing where people think you have to ride so many coasters to be a true coaster enthusiast. You don't even have to ride coasters to be a coaster enthusiast, honestly. So I'll just leave it at that. Exactly, Stanford Bridge. Exactly. Coaster Venture says content is content, and it would probably help a lot of people who would do things the way you would. I guess maybe. I mean, I started making videos, and it took a long time, but I eventually started getting up there and viewers and more people started watching my videos and the content got pushed more. I've also improved my content a lot over time. So, yeah, bucket lists do help with that. So you can talk about different rides. And I mean, I do videos. I've made a bucket list video before. I'm going to make more bucket list videos in the future. And I do talk about other things as well, outside of the places I've been to because I know I can't do everything based on those places. That would get old. So, let's see. So yeah, here's the thing. There one or two people are having a discussion kind of about starting a YouTube channel. So here's my advice. If you're an enthusiast or just anybody who wants to start a YouTube channel, honestly just do it. Definitely if you're able to invest a little bit of money into getting a decent microphone, not a real expensive one. If you don't have a decent microphone, just spend, even 30 bucks can get you a fairly decent microphone to start out on. When I started out, my first two videos were recorded with my laptop microphone and they were awful. And, here's the thing. If I wouldn't have got a decent microphone though after those videos, I still would have made content. Honestly, the most important thing is making content, getting it out there, and making a name for yourself. Establish that connection, I guess. Like, it's going to take time. You're going to have to put a lot of work into it so you can make good content that people are actually going to want to watch. Um, but if you want to start a channel, just spend, 15, 20, 30 bucks. Or if you can even go more all out, even spend 50, maybe get a little bit of a nicer microphone. Just get a decent microphone. Yeah, Coaster Hour has a lavalier mic that was about $30 that he's used more recently. For a long time, I used. Let me see if it's in here. Let me see. Okay, so here's the thing. I made my first two videos with a laptop microphone. They sounded like absolute crap because laptop microphones are not good. I would suggest not using those at all. Then after that, a friend of mine gave me a lavalier mic and he was like, "Here, you need this." Somebody that he knew who does audio stuff had that laying around. So he gave me that. Um, so I used that lavalier mic until February of 2019. Then February of 2019, I got my current laptop, and that other lavalier mic I was using, I wasn't able to connect it to my laptop. So then I got this USB lavalier mic right here. This is a Fi-Fine. Yeah, it's not focused, but it's a Fi-Fine lavalier mic. So it clips to your shirt. It has a USB connection for your computer. And this lavalier mic right here, I got my channel really far with this thing. And honestly, if my friend wouldn't have gotten me this awesome microphone right here, I still would have no problem using this. I spent like $15 on this. I got this for like 15 or 20 bucks on eBay. And it has pretty darn good quality. And I did very minimal post processing on my recordings. So I would record with this microphone and I just did very, very minimal post processing on it. And I got it to sound pretty darn good. And I only spent 15 or 20 bucks on this. So I would recommend maybe the Fi-Fine lavalier mic. I mean, there are lots of other cheap microphones that you can go for too. I encourage you to do your research and find out what works for you. But yeah, this is a lavalier mic that clips to your shirt. 20 bucks I got this and I used this for from February of 2019 until my friend got me this amazing Audio Technica microphone and back in December. So I used this for a while. Like I said, I still wouldn't have a problem using it, if it was what I was stuck with, because it's a pretty darn good microphone. So anyway, I hope maybe that helps some people who are, in the chat looking for guidance on that. Yeah, I have heard about Hollywood Nights supposed to be last weekend of August. That's when they want it to be. Okay. Coaster Hour says I got to 1,000 subs with an iPhone 6S and iMovie. Lack of materials is not that big of a deal to start. That's another important point. Don't let, don't use the excuse of, "Oh, I don't have this, I don't have that." Pretty much everybody has something they can use nowadays, or you can find stuff for dirt cheap to start making content. You don't have to have anything fancy. Just start making content with what you have. If you are able to, I would suggest investing a little bit of money into a decent microphone, but that's really all you need. So, yeah, hopefully you can make it, man. That'd be awesome. I would like to make it there, but I don't know if I'll be able to. I'm literally dying to go to Hollywood Nights, Keys to the Kingdom, Coaster Stock, and Coaster Mania. Hopefully next year. I also really want to get Strickers Grove and Indiana Beach soon. Wow, that is a lot of coaster events. I don't think I'd want to go to all those in one year, but whatever works for you. If you can do that, that's awesome. Pantheon or Iron Gwazi? Probably Iron Gwazi, but I'm much more curious about Pantheon because it's a much different ride. So, any trips being planned? I'm not planning any trips right now. No. I was supposed to be leaving in a couple days for my big road trip. Any updates regarding my job career? I still have a job, which is good. I'm not back to work yet. I've been off for 2.5 months, going on 3 months now, which is absolutely crazy. Um, but hopefully, sometime in the near future, we'll be able to go back to work. I do still have a job. I did have to take a little bit of a pay cut in order to stay on, but I didn't get laid off, which is good. So I still have my health insurance, which I'm very, very thankful for. Yeah. So that's how things are right now. For the time being, things are good. So I'm very fortunate. Forgive my sin. I'm drinking bad coffee during Coaster Cafe. Oh no. We got to get this man some good coffee. We need good coffee for Coaster Cafe. I've drank bad coffee on here too before, though, to be fair. Some of that stuff I had on before that I was trying out. I could have been in San Antonio now. Rip. Oh yeah, definitely. I really want to go to Mount Olympus. I really want to because I want to ride Hades 360 so bad. I've wanted to ride Hades ever since it opened in 2005. Oh man, looks like an amazing ride. That's a long drive for me though. When do you plan on going to KI and CP once they reopen? Possibly, yeah, possibly. Probably as soon as I can. If they both open on the same day, I might actually go to Kings Island over Cedar Point just so I can try to get to Orion on opening day. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. We still got to wait for official announcements from the parks, which I'm willing to bet we'll hear an official announcement like Monday or Tuesday from them. So drinking iced tea. I'm not a fan of tea, unfortunately. Mount Olympus is the weirdest park in the world. It looks like a very strange park, but I want to ride Hades 360 so bad. It's very high on my bucket list. I actually should have put that on my bucket list video that I made last year. That should have been in there, honestly. I must have just forgotten about it, but yeah. Stanford Bird says I had planned a massive US Midwest Northeast coaster trip with an international enthusiast friend visiting, but now all that may be out the window. Instead, I may decide to go to Poland and Ukraine. Nice. Are you going to Energylandia? If you go to Poland, are you going to Energylandia? That'd be awesome. Will you do your trip you were supposed to this month another time? It's not going to happen this year. It probably is not going to happen this year. Maybe I'll try to get to like one or two of those parks, possibly, but even that's kind of a stretch. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. No, it's hard to say. I do really still I do still really want to get to at least one or two new parks this year. So I'm thinking maybe I'll try for like Indiana Beach and maybe Kentucky Kingdom or something like that. Because those two parks are fairly close, not too far from me, pretty cheap, and I could do those in a weekend or whatever. So maybe I'll try to do those. But I don't know. There's no tentative plans in place yet. So Robert Smith says CP is one of my home parks. Nice. Yeah, Cedar Point is my home park, so that's awesome. Stanford British says, yes, I do the two Polish parks and then sightsee in Krakow and Kiev cities I've always wanted to see. Okay, awesome. Nice. Will I go to Kings Island? Yes. Let's see. It's true. Hades gets overshadowed by Renegade. It's true. I have multiple friends who agree with me on that too. Okay. Uh, yeah, it is very hard to plan anything, Matt. It's I can't really say for certain what I'm going to be doing. So I could go for a nice fresh plate of juicy coaster credits right about now. That sounds amazing. It sounds succulent. Yeah, Europe would be a great place to do sightseeing, honestly. There's so many beautiful places in Europe, I feel like. Yeah, I Mr. Roller Coaster, I I do realize I'm very fortunate to have like Cedar Point as my home park and a lot of people probably think I'm kind of snobby. Oh, he has Cedar Point as his home park. And I know it's all in good fun, but I am very fortunate to have such an awesome park. I've always lived about 35 minutes away from Cedar Point, and it just blows my mind. Like people from all over the world want to come to Cedar Point. Like people that live thousands of miles away will make it a point to get to Cedar Point at least once in their lives. And I live 35 minutes away from it, which is just insane. So, oh, Meg has a 5-minute walk from Tivoli Gardens. That is awesome. Your home park has 3 coasters. What park is that? If I may ask, if you want to disclose that information. Haven't gotten a new credit in 11 months. It's been 6 months for me. Well, a little over 5 months. I went to Dollywood in late December. So, have I been to Canada's Wonderland? No, unfortunately not. Your home parks are Seabreeze and Darien Lake. You could have a lot worse home parks, though. I mean, those definitely aren't the best home parks, but you could have a lot worse, honestly. At least you have something. Like Superman looks like a decent ride. Tantrum looks kind of fun. It looks like Darien Lake might have a other couple other decent supporting coasters. And I mean, even the classic coasters at a Seabreeze don't look too bad, but your mom and dad think that all parks are like Cedar Point. Why would they think that? That is not a good benchmark to have for all amusement parks. Cedar Point has more coasters than your 3 biggest theme parks combined. I mean, yeah, Cedar Point has tons of coasters, so oh, your home park is Creeley in the UK. Okay. I mean, it looks like a decent park for what it is, if that makes you feel any better, honestly. All right, see ya. Thoughts on Adventureland? I think Adventureland in Iowa. I've always really wanted to go there actually, even since before they had Monster, like way back when I was originally an enthusiast. Ever since then, I've always wanted to go to Adventureland because it looks like a really nice park. And I've heard great things about it from the people that have been there. So when do I plan on going to Kennywood again? I don't know. I mean, I guess there's a potential possibility I maybe could this year since it's so close, but I don't have any plans to go there. So yeah, Ride of Steel is your saving grace for sure. Ride of Steel does look like a really awesome ride. Have I been to Canada at all? Technically, yes. When I was very, very young, I was in Canada. Um, so technically, I have been to Canada. Stanford Bridge says Seabreeze has such a great little community atmosphere. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like a really nice local park. How good is Ravine Flyer 2? Go watch my review I just did on it. It is amazing. One of my favorites. I rave about that ride so much. You guys probably get tired of hearing me rave about it, but I don't care. I love Ravine Flyer 2 and Waldemere. So, oh, happy 50th birthday to Wacky Shack at Waldemere, by the way. Wacky Shack turned 50 yesterday. So, awesome dark ride. Whoop. Oh, you couldn't get on Steel Vengeance Maverick or Millennium Force. Oh no. Only at least you got on Top Thrill and Magnum, so See, my home park is about to go from Dollywood to Beach Bend. At least Holiday World and Kentucky Kingdom are close by. Yeah, for real. That's a very stark contrast there. At least your new home park is also going to have a pretty awesome looking GCI. I've heard it's kind of rough, but it looks like an awesome GCI. So brace yourself for time warp. It's like being in a paint mixer with a dozen loose pebbles. That sounds awful. I can't wait to try it. Thoughts on Lost Island? It looks amazing. Hopefully that plan works out because Lost Island looks like an amazing park. Of course, it has the relocated cannon in from Liseberg. So I'm very excited for that. Most overrated coaster, in my opinion. I get asked this question quite a bit, and it's hard to say. I don't judge rides that I haven't ridden. Um, but out of the ones that I've been on, like honestly, I don't feel like a lot of them are that overrated in my opinion. Maybe Fury 325, but Fury is still my number 3 coaster, so I feel like it's kind of hypocritical for me to say it's overrated, but also rank it as my number 3 coaster. But I think maybe Fury's a little overrated. I don't know. Maybe Mystic Timbers, but honestly, no, not I can't say that because Mystic Timbers is a phenomenal ride in my opinion. So yeah, well, Millennium Force, man, at least they do take care of what they have, which is really nice to hear. It would be nice if they got something decent though, like something new, at least the thrilling flat ride or something like that. Because I think all parks need some investment every now and then. Millennium Force Man says Nitro is the most overrated, ranks 87 out of 102 out of my credits. Oh wow, okay. I hear a lot of mixed things about that coaster. So Atomic Coaster says I think Steve is overrated just because no coaster deserves that much hype. That's fair. That's fair. I definitely understand that argument. Coaster Key says to be honest, I loved Kraken, but it's definitely overrated. Okay. I've heard that from a couple people. So Tom L says I think most B&Ms are overrated. I just don't get why so many people like them so much. I think it's just a matter of preference. It depends on what kind of ride you like. Um, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think a lot of B&Ms are great. I think they have some ones that are much weaker, but Mr. Roller Coaster says Nemesis is the most overrated for me, number 26. Oh, okay. Thanks for that input. Stanford Bridge says he agrees about Kraken being overrated. Nice coaster, but don't get the praise that he's heard about it. Seabreeze has a weird business model. It's a traditional place for most of the locals, and the park understands that. Yeah, that makes sense for that park. It makes sense for them. There's a lot of parks like that who just cater to a local audience, and some parks that's all they should do, really. So G Money has a hot take. He says Mean Streak is better than Steve. I was so dissatisfied and underwhelmed after getting off of it. Overrated. I certainly cannot understand that one bit, but you know what? If you actually believe that, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you. That's your opinion. So, um, as much as I don't understand it, that's okay. So, Eclipse Talk says Mako is the best B&M. Uh, Coaster Jaguar says Tennessee Tornado is overrated. It's great, but it's just too short to be amazing like some people claim it to be. I do wish it was a little bit longer, but I really love that ride. So one of my favorite arrows. I've my second favorite arrow I've been on actually. Robert Smith says, I think the most overrated I've been on is the Beast. Don't rip me apart. I got a bad ride. Oh, you know what? Actually, thanks for reminding me of that. As much as I love the Beast, I mean, I love the Beast. It's a fantastic ride, night or day, in my opinion. But I do feel like it's very overrated. So I'm gonna go with the Beast. And even Banshee. I feel like Banshee is a little bit overrated as well. So yeah, so for whoever asked my most overrated coaster and I didn't have an answer, I don't know why I always forget about the Beast. The Beast is definitely a very overrated coaster, I think. As good as it is, I mean, I love the Beast. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, the Beast is in my lower top 20, so Atomic Coaster says, I've noticed Steve has some pretty toxic fanboys who argue with anyone who doesn't have Steve as their number one. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of people like that. They are toxic. It's we should all learn to respect everyone's opinions. I just don't understand the hang up on that. I mean, they're coasters. Like, come on, it's really not that serious. Yeah, Beast has a fantastic name. Absolutely. Coaster Lover says Voyage is most overrated coaster I've ridden based on my two rides on it in 2018. I do feel like the Voyage is a little overrated as well. I really need to get back and ride it though because I don't remember it that well. Beast is all about expectations going in, and I think expectations for any coaster has a lot to do with how you perceive them for sure. Steel Vengeance is my number one, but I totally understand if someone said it wasn't theirs. Absolutely. So true. Viking Fisherman says Raptor is very overrated. It's the biggest headbanger in the park. And I would argue that Rougarou is better. That's respectable. I personally like Raptor better, but Valraven is by far my least favorite B&M at Cedar Point. So I think the other three B&Ms at Cedar Point are actually really good, but yeah, if you ask Canada Coaster fan, Rip, by the way, what his most overrated coaster is, he'd immediately shout the Beast. Absolutely. I think a lot of people would say that, and it's definitely very justified. The Beast does get a lot of hype. So the YouTuber that's the I305 fanboy, Coaster Frenzy. I understand his love for that ride though, because that ride is mind blowing. Coastal Lover says Rougarou is kind of underrated in my opinion. I agree. I think Rougarou is underrated. It definitely gets overlooked in Cedar Point's lineup. Very good supporting coaster. At many parks, it would be one of the headlining attractions. So Iron Rattler has a moment that is never talked about. The hop into the brakes, look at the POV with a lot of speed. I thought it was better than the cliff dive. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Canada Coaster fan had a huge love for Nitro from what I remember. He didn't love it. Oh, he hated it. Okay. He did hate Nitro. Okay. Stanford Bridge, I remember he didn't like X2, then he got Good Ride, said it was one of the best. Yeah, I remember that as well, actually. I used to watch Canada Coaster Fan. I mean, I watched like all of his videos. I really miss his channel. His channel is really good. I wish he would upload some of his old videos so I could go back and watch those because he had some really good analysis on a lot of different things. Yeah, I know Canada Coaster Fan made a new account, but it's more of an on and off thing now for him. And like you said, parks aren't open, so he's not doing anything at all. So okay, interesting take. Stanford Bridge says, I think the Voyage is such a rough, weird coaster that it usually takes a few rides to adjust expectations and get why it's so awesome. Yeah, I can see that. Unpopular opinion, I don't like classic coasters much. That's coming from Coaster Commentary. Thank you for your opinion. See, Taylor liked Green Lantern First Flight when he first wrote it. Okay. Well, I guess it was better when it opened because they had to modify it over time in accordance with regulations, from what I understand. Uh, yeah, I agree, Tom. Yeah, you have these great rides at those parks, but because of the park that they're at, they just get overlooked. Canada Coaster Fan TSAC 18 Sketchy Asian Coasters was the best YouTube video ever. I don't know if I listened to all of the TSAC episodes, but that was some great content there. It's a shame we've lost all of that. So Green Lantern First Flight hater, everybody, but Airtime Thrills most notably. But I mean, a lot of people hate that ride. So Stanford Bridge says for years, Canada Coaster Fan was my favorite. Love the analysis and definitely miss his channel. I agree with you. Miss his channel a lot. He had some really good stuff. It's a shame what happened. So let's see. Millennium Force Man says, I actually hate B&M Hypers in general. My favorite I've ridden is Mako, and it still ranks 46 out of 102 for me. Okay. And that goes back to the whole preference thing. Just depends on what kind of ride you like. So Coaster Hour says, Canada Coaster Fan was literally the GOAT. My favorite YouTube channel of all time. His channel was so good. I think he had like close to 6,000 subscribers when that whole thing happened where his channel got taken down. So I will not forget about that. I will not forget about that. Uh, Behemoth is greater than Diamondback. I don't think that's too controversial of an opinion. I feel like a lot of people love Behemoth. I can't wait to ride it. So, for the people that don't know what happened to Canada Coaster Fans, you can go to his new channel under the same name, Canada Coaster Fan, and watch his video where he talked about it. It's the first video he uploaded on the new channel, which he only has 4 videos there now. Um, but he talks about it in that video. Just go listen to what he has to say. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure he would have had a lot more over time, like he probably would have had at least, I don't know, 10,000 at this point if his original channel was still around. I'm still subscribed to his original channel. I haven't unsubscribed from it, so it still shows up on my subscriber feed, you know, that original channel. And I want to recommend a channel to you guys too. Um let's see. So yeah, I want to recommend a channel to you guys. One of the best coaster channels that has ever come to be. But he stopped making content, and I actually reached out to him in a comment on one of his videos a couple weeks ago because I went back and rewatched all of his videos. And I know Stanford Bridge watched his channel. He watches everybody's channel. He's a great supporter of the community. But Stanford Bridge and myself, we both really love the channel. Coast to Coaster Reviews. Um, So Coast to Coaster Reviews, the way it's spelled is Coast and then the number 2 and then Coaster Reviews. Um, he made about 10, 12 videos or so, and he had a really cool, really unique series going to like 3 episodes where he analyzed songs that talked about roller coasters, and it was just really cool and unique to hear him talk about that stuff. I learned a lot of stuff from his channel. He did his last video was a ranking of the Kings Island coasters. He reviewed a few coasters like Lightning Rod and the Beast. Um, he did some really good stuff. Um, what's this? Canada Coaster fan was informed by Coaster for some very old videos. His were violations of CF's material. He tried to fix it, but before he could, got 3 strikes all at once, and his entire channel deleted. Yeah, so he didn't have like any chance to fix it, you know. Yeah, Park Pros is really good, but yeah, Coast to Coaster reviews. Definitely go check his stuff out and watch all of his videos. Like I said, he doesn't make any more content, unfortunately. I reached out to him in a comment a couple weeks ago and he responded to me. As far as I know, he has no plans to upload again at any point, but he has an awesome small catalog of really high quality, really good, like probably some of the best coaster analysis that I've seen anywhere. I mean, his content was so good. So yeah, Coaster Fanatics is really good too as well. But Coaster Fanatics is a much more well-known channel. Coast to Coaster Reviews, you know, I a lot of people don't know about his channel. He only has like maybe 50 subscribers. So definitely go check him out. Oh yeah, I know about X coasters. I've actually used X coasters, so thank you for that info. Yeah. Yep, Airtime Thrills raw footage, El Toro Orion, Coaster Lover 2001, X Coasters, Coaster Hipster, and many more. They have all started to do non-copyright content, which is awesome. Yeah, Stanford Bridge says, OMG, Coast to Coaster Reviews was phenomenal, very funny, and very smart. His video on the Beast might be the best coaster video I've ever seen. Yeah, I absolutely agree. His content was so good. I I understand, you know, his reasoning for not wanting to do it. You know, I respect that, but I really wish he would change his mind and come back and do some more videos because he was among the best coaster channels out there. So yeah, no problem. No problem. Thanks for the support. So okay. Thank you, Millennium Force Man. Thank you for that. He says, everything on my channel is free to use. Don't even need to say it's from me. I think I've actually come across some of your footage before, but I wasn't sure. So I ended up not using it, finding something else. But thank you for that info. I'll definitely keep it in mind. Yeah, Coaster Hipster is so good. All right, see you, Chaos. Coaster Hipster, very underrated. That's actually one of the many channels I found out early on from a Canada Coaster fan because he discussed channels that he liked. Yeah, Destination Thrills is really good for sure. What other dead channels are good? Let's see. Trying to I know there are other good dead channels, quote unquote. Yeah, Coast to Coaster reviews. So I'll actually link you guys. I'll link you guys to Coast to Coaster reviews in case you're not able to find it for some reason. Yeah, it's been like 2 years since he's uploaded. So there's a link to Coast to Coaster right there. Um, let's see some other dead channels that are good. I mean, Canada Coaster Fan was, but you can't watch that stuff. I used to watch. Oh, okay. I just found Amusement Addicts again. He has less than 200 subscribers. He talks a lot about Kings Island because that's his home park. But Amusement Addicts, he did upload a video I see now a month ago about Dorney Park's new coaster. But other than that, the last video was from 5 months ago. So see you, Millennium Force, man. Yeah, guys, check out Zero Credits Remaining. Incredibly underrated, like Atomic Coaster said. His videos are really good. Let's see what other dead channels we got here. I'm looking through my list to see if I can find any that I know aren't making any content. Like we said, Coaster Fanatics hasn't uploaded in a long time. I don't think his channel's dead. He just hasn't had anything to upload, but his channel's really good. Yeah, Cedar Flags is underrated too. There's so many good coaster channels out there. There's so many of them. Coaster Watch actually. Um, I don't think Coaster Watch has uploaded in a while. Let's see. Oh, he uploaded 55 minutes ago. Holy crap. Uh 55 minutes ago, he uploaded his first video in like 2 months. But yeah, Coaster Watch is a really good channel. Um, Coaster Cupcake, I guess he said somewhere that he goes in waves of like not uploading, get losing interest, and then he'll gain interest again. So Coaster Cupcake, not coasters and cupcakes, but Coaster Cupcake. So don't get those confused. Yeah, so there's cupcakes and coasters, but then there's Coaster Cupcake, which is the one I'm talking about. I mean, cupcakes and coasters is great too, but I discovered Hershey Addict recently. Hershey Addict is a really good channel. So he used to go under a different name, a couple, I think. I can't remember what they were, but I just found him recently. Oh, another dead coaster channel. Oh, dude. Thank you so much. Stanford Bridge, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't say it enough. Oh yeah, that Intamin guy is super underrated. He has really good videos. Um, let's see, and I'm still looking for dead coaster channels because Coaster Hour asked about that. Um, Another really good one is Coaster Stream. Although his channel is not under that name anymore, all of his content is still up, and he still has his banner up and everything. But his channel name, I'll link it to you. But it's under his personal name, Quinn Wright. So that channel, Quinn Wright, it used to be called Coaster Stream, but he still has all of his videos up, and he made really good content. I watched his stuff all the time. I know Rob's Rides hasn't uploaded in a long time, but in 8 months, but his channel's really good. I'm sure you guys know him. So yeah, that's all right. Thank you, Coaster Hour. I will look out for that. That new Coasters and Toasters podcast is pretty cool. There's some good stuff on there. So Thrill Central. Yeah, guys, go check out Thrill Central and his new podcast, Coasters and Toasters. It's pretty good stuff. Guys, give me a minute. I will be right back. I'm going to get some more water. So I will be back in a minute. Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me on here? Oh, okay. All right, we're good. We're good now. Okay. I was worried there. Okay. Cuz I just got back here. I don't know if you guys heard me, but the reason it took so long is cuz I made some more coffee too. Um yeah, so yeah, I came back into the room and all of a sudden all of my viewers were gone. There was nobody on here and I see people commenting about it buffering. I'm like, "What happened?" I thought it got like disconnected or something. So I apologize for that if that happened. All right, so it looks like we still got quite a few people in here. That's good. There there's a lot more than one person. It's showing me 14 people right now. So yeah, there's not one person watching. But for a minute there, it must have lost some kind of connection and it was showing that I had like one viewer and I'm like, how much longer are we going to go? I don't know. Not too much longer probably, but I'll hang out for a little bit. I just made a fresh cup of coffee. So you don't have to stay for the whole thing if you don't want to. I mean, it's not like you're obligated to stay, but I appreciate all of the support. So that's awesome. You guys are still seeing me, right? Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Just make it. I'm getting worried now that I'm losing connection again. So all right. Will there be more Corrin streams? I don't know how much longer I can keep calling them Corrin streams because it seems like we're kind of moving beyond that phase, but there will be more sporadic live streams. Whenever I do eventually go back to work, there's probably not going to really be any of them, maybe every now and then. But the reason I was doing quite a bit for a while there is, I've been off work, so I have tons of extra time. And that's kind of where it started, out of boredom. And I'm like, hey, I'll just hang out with all my viewers here on YouTube. Um, so yeah, there will be more Quarren streams or random live streams and whatnot. Burner, 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 now, burner, now. All right. Let's see if there's any other notable updates that I can find currently about the amusement industry. Yeah, it looks like there's not much new right now. All right. Random thought: Tom Sawyer should be the Canadian national anthem. I agree. I don't know why it's not already, honestly. It looks like this is from Random GP. It looks like Six Flags has been in a weird place since 2019. What do you think they're going to do next? Well, with all the things going on right now, I think they're definitely going to cut back significantly for the next couple years at least. So I think we're going to see very few like brand new coasters like in the next few years, maybe like one or two coasters tops, just cheap coasters every year. I don't think they're going to sell any parks at this point. They are starting to open back up and stuff, and I feel like it's going to be a while. I don't think they're going to sell off any of their parks really. Beyond that, I don't know what I think is going to happen with them. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think is going to happen with Six Flags like over the next like 5 years or so? I mean, Six Flags already does give their parks pretty modestly priced additions. They try to do their best with the parks, honestly. Credit to them. Um, but they already give them pretty cheap rides for the most part. So I think maybe they'll be looking at even cheaper alternatives and less coasters. Basically, less coasters probably for the next few years. I could see. Too Scared to Ride Hyper says, "Would you rather ride Outlaw Run or Time Traveler if only one were open?" Obviously, I hope you never have to make the choice. Probably Time Traveler. As amazing as Outlaw Run looks, most people say they prefer Time Traveler, and it's such a unique ride. So I'd probably say, I've been on Lightning Rod, which is fairly similar to Outlaw, and I've been on a few RMCs, so I pretty much know how that would feel for the most part. What do you think Adventureland will replace Dragon with? An SNS 40 free spin. That's looking to be fairly likely. Coaster Jaguar says, I think the same. No parks closing, but there won't be many big additions in the next few years. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Random GP says, I don't know this would happen, but I would love to see them renovate the parks, then save up and try to pay off that debt. Yeah, and I think this would be a good time for them to really try to focus on some of those smaller parks that don't get any significant investment. Like, try to really focus on those, and like Six Flags America and things like that, Great Escape, those kinds of parks, Laronde, work on improvements while they're not able to focus as much on the bigger things. Try to give those parks some much needed improvement, so when they're ready to start adding bigger additions again, it just makes sense to me. It just makes sense, I guess. Stanford Bridge says tighter budget for Six Flags as they adjust. They may adjust their prices. Can't see selling parks as they just acquired new parks. I completely agree 100%. Um, Rings of Earth says, I think I'll prefer Outlaw Run because I don't like spinners. Fair enough. Uh, Stanford Bridge again says, actually, my anecdotal estimate is that 2/3 of enthusiasts prefer Outlaw Run and 1/3 prefer Time Traveler. Okay. Yeah, and that's the thing with the rotations on Time Traveler. It's a controlled rotation, and it's nothing like too crazy. It's a very controlled spin. So, think is going to happen with Cedar Fair? Like, what kind of route do you think Cedar Fair is going to go down? Let me ask you guys that. We've talked about Six Flags, so like, what about Cedar Fair? Let's talk about Cedar Fair. Cedar Fair is the chain I'm more familiar with. I haven't been to a Six Flags park yet, so I kind of have a bias for Cedar Fair, and I know more about the chain. So, what do you guys think about that? All right. Let's see. Robert Smith says it should go good because it looks like Cedar Point, Kings Island are going to be the first parks in the chain to open. Yeah, good point. Yeah. The two biggest or two of the biggest parks in the chain, including the flagship park, they're going to be the first ones to open, so that's good. Too Scared to Ride Hyper says, I think Cedar Fair will be fine on their current plans, just maybe pushed back a year or two for some. Stanford Bridge, excuse me, says Cedar Fair equals kind of the same. Tighter budget for a couple of years as they recover. That's about it. That's kind of how I feel about it. Like he said, I think it's just going to be less spending for the next 2 or 3 years, maybe, and well, definitely for the next year, and then possibly a couple years out as well. But then beyond that, it's just going to be kind of the same as long as things continue to improve and whatnot. So Cedar Fair is very responsible with their money. They know how to manage their money well. And I'm very confident that they will be able to pull through just fine. I know that they were like basically recession proof. Just, and it's a good thing, stuff like this that has happened, and the economy and things like that. They were prepared for things like that. They managed their money very responsibly. So I think they're going to be pretty good off, especially, like 3 years from now, I feel like. Yeah, I've heard about that as well. Too Scared to Ride Hyper says several Worlds of Fun employees are expecting the public announcement this week. So yeah, we're anticipating Worlds of Fun could open very soon as well. Do you think King's Dominion is still getting an SNS free spin for 2021? Yes. Yeah, I think they are because they started doing a little bit of groundwork for that. So I think they are going to get that in 2021. I sure hope so. King's Dominion needs something. That park needs something. They've lost a lot. So, and a free spin, I just got to say, a free spin seems like a pretty darn good replacement for a flat ride. So, it's unfortunate though that Crypt did get removed because Crypt was a pretty awesome ride. I mean, I talked about it in my favorite flat ride video, as you guys probably saw. So, have you ever done a Griswold? Meaning, have you ever actually pulled up to a park and found it closed? I did it twice, unfortunately. Man, that sucks. I have not done that. The only time opportunity I'd really have to do that is going to Cedar Point. And although I have not done that, I'll tell you what I have done. One night after work last year, it was getting close to fall. So it was that time of the season when they were like shortening their hours. So I went there one night after work thinking they were good. It was like on a Friday, thinking they were going to be open till like 10 o'clock. Well, I got there and I found out they were only going to be open till 8 that night. Me and my brother both did. We thought they were going to be open until 10. There turns out they're only going to be open until 8. So we only had like 2 hours there, maybe. So I did do that, but I've never gone there and found them closed. So yeah, I hope the free spin is a custom layout at King's Dominion as well. Crypt at night, I'm sure that was awesome. I wish I would have ridden it like one more time, honestly. I only rode the Crypt once when I was there. Yeah, I agree. Your park does need something. Worlds of Fun needs a good new addition, and I think they will get it eventually. So, it's been 11 years since Prowler. I mean, give you guys Wicked Twister or get you like a Skyrocket 2 or something. I think that'd be awesome. Yeah, a launch coaster. A Skyrocket 2 is a cheap addition, and it would cover the launch coaster and Wicked Twister as well, honestly. Um, what park is like in the middle to all the other parks? Are you talking about like geographically or spending wise or the amount of revenue they make or the attendance? What exactly are you referring to? What's up, Mr. Roller Coaster? Geographic. Okay. So Cedar Fair, geographically, the middle. I feel like Worlds of Fun. Let me look up a map of Cedar Fair. Uh, So yeah. It took me a minute to figure that out. Mr. Kohler roaster. That took me way too long to figure out. Yeah, so oh, you mean all parks in general, not just Cedar Fair. Okay. So yeah, it'd probably be Silver Dollar City. Like Robert Smith said, probably like Silver Dollar City. But if you are just talking about Cedar Fair, um as far as Cedar Fair, the middle park is Worlds of Fun. Yeah. Worlds of Fun. Yep, there's hopefully that helps you out some way. Yeah, Silver Dollar City, Worlds of Fun, those are like middle of the country parks. Fun fact, your brain processes words faster than you can read. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Rings of Earth says I think this is the second longest Coaster Cafe episode. Episode 1 was the longest. Yeah, I think so. I think you're pretty sure you're right about that. So let's see. Is Oh, okay, we got a question. Too Scared to Ride Hyper says, "Would you rather visit Worlds of Fun or Six Flags St. Louis?" Worlds of Fun. I think Worlds of Fun looks like a great park, and they have a couple, like at least 3 really good looking coasters in my opinion. So, oh, okay, good question here. TR and M says, "What type of camera do you use for your streams?" Okay, so the first couple live streams I did, I used my laptop webcam, which I guess was okay. It wasn't terrible. But then I started looking online for a decent webcam. Uh, and I found, excuse me, I found this brand and I watched reviews of it. It's called Ausdom, AUSDOM. And at the time, you could find these Ausdom 1080p webcams for about 30 bucks. So I spent like 30 bucks on this webcam, and I think it's pretty decent considering. It doesn't have autofocus, it has a manual focus. So like that is one thing that kind of stinks. Like if I try to show you guys things up close, it's not focused because I have to focus it so it like focuses on my face. So because it has the manual focus, I'm not able to like, as you see it gets blurry. It doesn't have the autofocus on it. Um but yeah, I use an Osdom. I'll show you. So this is what the box looks like. This is the box it came in. They're very plain looking boxes. Yeah, there it is right there. Let's see. What is the roller coaster park that made you an enthusiast? Blue Streak at Cedar Point, my home park. Blue Streak in 2005. That was the first like very thrilling coaster I rode. And I was terrified of it, but I ended up loving it. Patriot is boring. That's unfortunate. Can't wait to ride it though. Let's see. Let's see. Stanford Bird says, I can't remember ever being afraid of coasters, but have you ever noticed that a really high percentage of enthusiasts were once much more afraid of coasters than the average person? Yes, I have noticed that actually. That's really interesting. So, what park do I want to go to? Do I most want to go to right now? Six Flags Great Adventure, because that was supposed to be the first park on our trip that we were going to be doing in a few days here, and I was going to be riding my number one bucket list coaster, El Toro. So I'm really itching to ride that. So Six Flags Great Adventure is the park I want to go to most right now. Yeah, I think there's something to it as well. I agree. Yeah, Timberwolf, I think, looks like a pretty good ride. It's one of the good, Den wooden coasters. Would I rather go on Terran or Karnan? Probably Karnan because it's so unique. It has some really nice surprises on that ride, so yeah, I was terrified to ride Timberwolf, but wound up riding it 3 times a day, my first non-kiddie coaster. Nice, nice. How many defunct coasters have I been on? I can't remember exactly, like 5 or 6-ish, maybe? Let me actually look right now. I'll look right here and tell you. So, defunct coasters. I've been on 7 defunct coasters. And let me elaborate on that a little bit. Dominator, I rode it for the first time at Geauga Lake. I've also been in at King's Dominion, but it's one credit for me, and I do not consider it defunct because to me it's the same credit. So I've been on 7 defunct coasters that currently don't operate anywhere else right now. So um and Mantis as well. I do not consider Mantis defunct because I consider Mantis and Rougarou one credit. So to me, that's not defunct, but I did ride Mantis. So yeah, I think the bank turn looks great on Timberwolf, much better than that drawn out Helix. Uh, yeah, the defunct coasters that I've been on are Disaster Transport, Mean Streak, Wildcat at Cedar Point, um, Big Dipper at Geauga Lake, Double Loop, Raging Wolf Bobs, um, and Vortex at Kings Island. So those are the 7. Those are the 7 defunct coasters I've been on. I've reviewed all of those on my channel, by the way. I did like a retrospective kind of review about a year or so ago. You can find reviewing all of the defunct coasters I had ridden up to that point. Of course, Vortex has since closed, but I did a review on Vortex as well after they announced its closure. So I've reviewed in some capacity all of the defunct coasters I've ridden on my channel. In case you guys are interested in that. Robert says the 3 defunct coasters I've been on are Mean Streak, Firehawk, and Vortex at Kings Island. Okay. When Canada's Wonderland gets rid of coasters, I will have been on defunct ones. It's so bad that you look forward to them getting rid of some of their coasters. A lot of people do, understandably. Coaster Jaguar has 3 defunct credits: Georgia Cyclone and both sides of the original Gwazi. Okay. Okay, Coaster Lover said the defunct coasters I've ridden are on my first countdown on my channel. Nice. The Big Bend at Six Flags Over Texas and Galaxy at King's Dominion. Nice, nice, nice. Big Bend looked, that those old Schwarzkopf rides look really fun. And the one at King's Dominion, you said that was called, let's see, Galaxy. So let me go look. I think that's just like the Pinfari type, like Galaxy models that you're talking about. Is that what King's Dominion had? Let's find out. Yes, it is. Okay. And it went to Myrtle Beach after that as Galaxy until 97, and it's now defunct. So that's cool. Kings Island had one of those too called Bavarian Beetle, same model. Prowler's your favorite ride? Yeah, I'm sure Prowler is probably by far the best ride at Worlds of Fun. The Big Bend was a Schwarzkopf. It's a, Schwarzkopf, like, not too dissimilar from a Jumbo Jet. It's a Schwarzkopf Speed Racer extended Jumbo Jet model. So, it's basically like a Jumbo Jet, like, kinda like was at Cedar Point from '72 to '78, and Big Bend was at over Texas from '71 to '79. So, about the same time as Jumbo Jet was at Cedar Point. TRNM says, I have a bit of content on my channel, but what type of content would you recommend for a small channel to do to grow? I can't answer that. There's not like a type of content you should do to grow your channel. The type of content you should do to grow your channel is whatever content you're going to be making. You know, I basically started my channel. I experimented with different concepts, especially at first, some of those awful old videos that you can still go watch. I experimented with different types of things, but you need to start off by just making the content that you're going to be making. There's no magic content to make that'll grow your channel. You just have to grind it out. You have to make videos, do the best you can, do your research, make sure you put research and time and effort into it, make them decent. Most importantly, make sure the audio sounds as good as you can get it. Um, and try to do unique things if you can. That'll help you stand out a little bit. But you need to carve out what you're going to be doing. It can't just be like the kind of channels that are like all over the place and do all kinds of different content don't typically do well because the YouTube algorithm just doesn't seem to know like who to show your content to because it's confused. It's like, what kind of channel is this? So, those are some basic tips for you, I guess. Hopefully that helped you. Did I go on Steel Curtain? Yes, I did. I did a review on Steel Curtain. I enjoyed it. It was a good ride. Yeah, the only Schwarzkopf I've been on is Wildcat at Cedar Point, which was, it's a fun ride. Where do I think the first US new generation Vekoma is going? Dollywood, because it's already there. But I think for a large scale new generation Vekoma, I could actually see Dollywood getting it as well. So I'll say Dollywood. A park in Ohio named Schwarzkopf Park? Nice, nice. See, Stanford Bridge says so many of the non-mine train coasters in the 70s were really short. Yeah, no problem, TRNM. Good luck with your endeavors. Good luck. Glad to help you out any way I can. So, made your first video on March 31st. Nice. Oh, you have some good Schwarzkopfs under your belt. All right. Do I think Silver Dollar City looks better than Dollywood or not? Most people say that Silver Dollar City they do like better. And from looking at it, I feel like I probably would enjoy it more, just a little bit because it's so unique and like just the atmosphere just looks so nice there, honestly. Blue Streak or Raven? Definitely Raven. Sorry. Yeah, Raven is one of my favorite coasters. Well, guys, this has been a really fun stream. I'm going to have to cut this off here. I actually have some stuff I want to get to pretty soon here. To be honest, I kind of forgot about it until now, and I'm kind of like, oh crap. But thank you guys so much for joining my stream. This has been really fun. Thank you to all the donations. I mean, I really appreciate that, guys. I can't even express how thankful I am for that. So thank you guys for supporting my channel in any way possible. And you guys have a great day. Stay healthy. And hopefully we'll be back to riding coasters soon. So yeah, you guys have a great day. All right. Stay safe. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.